Welcome back to Pest Control Marketing That Actually Works, the podcast for pest control operators who want real growth, not empty promises. I'm Adam Bennett.
And I'm Elisabeth Palante. We're from Cube Creative Design, and for 20 years, we've helped pest control companies stop wasting money and start growing.
Today's episode topic, creative marketing tactics on a small budget. Here's 3 key takeaways.
First, why creative marketing beats big budgets when you understand your local market. Second, 10 low-cost, high-impact marketing tactics that generate attention and leads. And third, how to measure results so you know what's working and what to do more of.
Okay, let's dive in. First one, if you're a small pest control company competing against bigger companies with bigger budgets, you might think you're at a disadvantage. But there's actually a real advantage to being small with a limited budget.
The advantage is you can be creative, you can be nimble and hyper-local. Big companies have to follow corporate guidelines and run standardized campaigns. You can do things they cannot.
Let me give you a great example. A national pest control company spends about $50,000 a regional TV campaign. Thousands of people see it, but it's really generic and it's honestly forgettable.
Another example, a local operator spends $200 sponsoring the Little League team in their target neighborhood. Every parent at every game for an entire season sees your company name on the jerseys. That's 20 to 30 families who will remember you when they need pest control.
Yeah, remember we were just talking about this a few weeks ago with referrals. The big company reached out to more people, but you reached out to the right people and you built actual relationships.
That's the power of creative local marketing. You're not trying to reach everyone. You don't want everyone. You're trying to reach your specific market in memorable ways.
So if you only have $500 to $1,000 per month for marketing, you can't compete with those big company ad budgets. So what do?
You focus on tactics that generate disproportionate results. You look for opportunities where a small investment of time or money creates outsized visibility or word of mouth.
Yeah, and you prioritize your tactics that have a long tail. For example, a Facebook ad disappears the day you stop paying, but a community partnership or a creative stunt that gets talked about for months.
Today, we're going to give you 10 specific tactics. Some cost money, some just cost time. All of them generate results way beyond their cost.
Yeah, this was my favorite topic in college. We were talking about guerrilla marketing. So let's get into some tactics. These are real strategies that pest control companies have used very successfully. Elisabeth, let's walk through some of them.
Tactic number 1, the neighborhood blitz. Pick one neighborhood, saturate it with everything. Door hangers on every house, yard signs on corner lots with permission. Sponsor a neighborhood newsletter. Offer a neighborhood special with referral bonuses.
The goal with this is to become the pest control company for that specific neighborhood. When people talk to their neighbors about pests, your name's got to come up.
Right. I recently saw this in my neighborhood where they were actually putting new blacktop on, and all of a sudden everybody had these nice, smooth black driveways. The budget for this is $300 to $500 for 200 to 300 homes. Print door hangers at a local print shop for about 50 cents to $1 each. Get 5 to 10 customers from the blitz, then let word of mouth take over in that neighborhood.
This works because you're creating density. When 3 houses are on one street that use you, the 4th house sees your trucks regularly and they call you when they need service.
Right.
So let's talk about tactic number 2. This is truck signage and parking strategy. Your truck is a mobile billboard, but most pest control companies, they completely waste this opportunity.
So first, what you want to do is you want to make sure your signage is bold and legible from 100 feet away. It needs to be really clear. Company name, phone number, and website. No tiny text and no cluttered design.
Second, park strategically. When you're doing a job, park facing the street so the traffic sees your truck. If possible, park in high traffic areas during lunch breaks.
Right? Park that thing like you're selling it. Put it on, put it on a nice angle. One company we worked with parks their trucks in busy shopping center parking lots during the team's lunch break. Their logo and phone number are visible to thousands of cars and people, right? The cost of that is $0.
That's so easy to do. So let's look at another tactic. Tactic number 3, partner with businesses that serve the same customers but aren't competitors.
Right. So examples of this would be real estate agents. They offer a new homeowner pest inspection for like $99. Realtors give your flyer to every buyer. Property management companies are another one, offer tenant move out pest treatments. Landscaping companies are another, cross refer customers through these other companies.
Elizabeth, how do you even begin to set these up?
Yeah, so it feels complicated when you look at it at the big picture, but really the truth is it's just simple outreach. It's just making those connections. Email or call 10 real estate agents and say something really simple. In short, they're busy, everybody's busy. I'd like to offer your home buyers a discounted pest inspection. Can we set up a quick call? Most will say yes because it's a value add for their clients as well.
You could even offer them a referral fee, 55 to $50 per customer that they send over. Even with that referral fee, those customers are going to be profitable.
Absolutely. And then everybody's happy, right? They've got a good feeling when they see your name and might start continuing on to refer you even beyond that time of a referral fee. And tactic number 4, community event sponsorships. So here we're talking about little league teams, school fundraisers, community festivals, K races, small sponsorships that get your name really visible.
And these are going to cost between probably $200 to $1,000 depending on the event. But what's the return?
So it's not direct and immediate. You're building brand awareness with this in your community. Parents at Little League games see your logo on jerseys all season. Festival attendees see your banner. You're associating your brand with community support.
Something I learned in school was that somebody needs to see your business 7 times before they make a decision. So
Mm,
if that's on a jersey 7 times during that season, you're really making a really good investment there.
absolutely.
So when somebody needs pest control, they're going to remember that company was on that jersey. They sponsored my kids' team, and it's a positive association to your name as well. And that really matters.
It truly does. So with this, you'd want to pick 2 to 3 events per year that align with your target market. If you serve suburban families, sponsor youth sports, like you just mentioned. If you serve businesses, sponsor Chamber of Commerce events.
Yeah, that's great. So we're halfway through this list almost. This is tactic number 5, before and after content. So this one is free, but it takes a little more time. You document impressive pest jobs with before and after photos.
Who doesn't love a good before and after, right? This would include wasp nest removal, rodent exclusion work, termite damage repair. That's a big one. With customer permission, take photos of the problem and the solution.
Yeah, and you can post these consistently on Facebook and Instagram, and we even see some on TikTok.
Mhm.
Give good captions that tell the story. So, for example, this Charlotte homeowner had carpenter ants in their deck. Here's what we found, and here's how we fixed it.
These posts get shared, they generate comments, they demonstrate your expertise. People remember visual content way more than just simple text posts.
Okay, this next one seems really obvious, and I bet a lot already do this, but it's seasonal front yard signs. So, after you treat a property, ask the customer if you could put a yard sign in their front yard for a week.
It's not a permanent sign, it's just a temporary sign. I think most people are familiar with this. Something to the effect of this home is protected by your company name or mosquito-free zone by your company's name here.
Yeah, neighbors see the sign, they ask your customer about it, get a referral, and even if they don't ask, they've seen your name multiple times walking their dog past the house.
The cost for this is usually $10 to $15 per sign from online sign printers. Offer customers a small discount for letting you place the sign, $10 off your service for allowing our yard sign this week.
Okay, seventh tactic. This is your Google Business Profile Optimization. And we've covered this in the past. We have a whole podcast about this one in episode 5, but let's talk about extreme optimization.
We're going to have a special effect there. Extreme optimization. Most pest control companies post once a month, if at all. You're going to post 3 to 5 times per week in this scenario. You're going to upload 5 to 10 photos every week, and you're going to generate 10 to 20 reviews per month.
This is time, not money, but the ROI is incredible.
When you dominate your local 3-pack with fresh content, lots of photos, and constant new reviews, you're getting free leads that competitors are paying between $30 and $40 per click to get through ads.
Here's a real example. We had a client go from 30 reviews to 180 reviews in 6 months. Their Google Business Profile leads went from 10 per month to 35 per month. That's 25 extra free leads monthly.
The total cost for that it is 2 to 3 hours per week. Total value is between $750 and $1,000 per month in free leads.
That's huge. We use a system that we like to refer to as reputation management. We've got software that makes it really easy for a customer to send out that review request directly to the customer. Makes it really easy.
Yeah, that's great.
Let's look at tactic number 8. This is a referral program with a real incentive. So most pest control companies say they say refer a friend, but they don't offer anything compelling to incentivize that. Let's make it worth their while.
Yes. So an example of this would be refer a neighbor, you both get $50 off your next service. Or refer 3 people this year, get your next service free.
Send your existing customers an email once per quarter with that referral offer. You make it brain dead simple to refer, give them business cards that they can hand to neighbors or a unique link that they can text out to somebody.
Track these referrals and actually pay out the reward immediately. This generates ongoing word of mouth without ongoing marketing spend. People
That's
like it.
right. Yep. So we've got two more. This is number 9. It's hyperlocal content marketing.
Right. So for this, instead of writing generic blog posts, write hyper local content that targets your specific service area.
Okay. Do you have any examples of this?
There's so many examples of this. Termite season in Charlotte. What homeowners need to know. Or 5 most common ants in Mecklenburg County. Or bed bug reports in Matthews, North Carolina. How to protect your home.
These rank easier than national content because fewer websites are competing against these specific local keywords.
Right, those specific keywords. And inside of that article also like mentioning local places, local neighborhoods, very, very hyper local. When we say that, we mean it. And they're more relevant to your potential customers. Someone in Charlotte searching Charlotte termites would rather read about Charlotte specific information than national generic content.
So, how many of these should somebody write?
Really, one per month minimum, absolute minimum. 12 hyperlocal posts per year will generate consistent organic traffic. The cost for this is, 2 to 3 hours to write each post, or $100 to $200 to hire a writer.
Well, this is our last tactic. This is seasonal mailers to existing customers. Everyone focuses on acquiring new customers, right? Especially in the peak seasons. But remarketing to past customers is cheaper and it converts better.
It does. So 4 times per year, spring, summer, fall, and winter, send a postcard to everyone who's used you in the past 2 years, but is not on a recurring contract.
So, what message do you want to put on this postcard?
Something simple. Spring is here. Time for your annual termite inspection. Call today and mention this postcard for 15% off. Simple, direct, seasonal relevance.
What kind of cost are we looking at?
So for printing and postage, you're looking at about 70 cents to $1 per postcard. 500 customers would equal out to about $350 to $500 per mailing. If you get 15 to 20 people to rebook at $150 average, that's about $2,200 to $3,000 revenue from a $400 investment, which is a 5 to 7 times return.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, we've gone through 10. Let's measure what works. If you try these tactics, some work, some don't. But how do you figure out which ones are doing well and which ones you're going to drop?
So to do this, you just have to track results, even if it's imperfect. And it is always going to be imperfect. You just have to try to track it. So the goal is to know what's generating leads and customers. There are a few simple tracking methods. Tracking method number 1 would be ask every new customer, hey, how did you hear about us? That's super simple, right? But keep a tally. You'll start seeing patterns to how they're hearing about you.
Okay. So, we run into this all the time. But what if they say, I found you on Google or I found you online? That's not specific enough.
Yeah, probe just a little bit more. Did you see our website, a Google ad, or a Google listing? Most people can tell you where they actually saw you. Get specific so you know what's working.
Okay. What's the second tracking method?
Tracking method number 2 would be to use unique phone numbers or promo cards for each tactic. If you do a neighborhood blitz, the door hanger says call and mention code spring 2026 for 15% off. You track how many people use that code.
That's a great idea. And what's another tracking method?
Also, to add to that too, we do different phone numbers for different Google ads as well. There's a way of doing that with different services. So not just the codes there, but when you're using those tracking numbers, you can actually really figure out even which Google ad works the best. Might want help with that, but that's an option. That's a really great tracking method. Tracking method number 3, use UTM codes on digital tactics. If you're putting QR codes on door hangers that link to your website, use a trackable URL. You'll see exactly how many people scanned the QR code.
What is a UTM? So, say, for example, You have a landing page on your website. There's code that we can put to track in Google Analytics to know whether they scanned a certain QR code. So we can use that on postcards, billboards, and other things, which is really, really handy.
Yeah.
And for tactics like community sponsorships where attribution is fuzzy, how do you track that?
Yeah, so just accept it. Accept that some tactics are about long-term branding and not immediate measurable ROI. But you should still ask new customers if they've seen your brand around town or at events, and you'll get qualitative feedback. It's not always going to be a number that you can track. We do our best with that, but you can still ask that question and see if they've seen you.
We hear from a lot of people that this tracking is a full-time job and, you're right, but it's going to pay off. So I would really put some effort into it. If you track your results for 2 to 3 months, Elizabeth, how do you even decide what you keep?
It's a good question. So once you tracked for 2 to 3 months, you can kind of work by a simple framework. Calculate the cost per customer acquired for each tactic. If a neighborhood blitz costs $400 and generates 8 customers, that's $50 per customer. If seasonal mailers cost $400 and generate 18 customers, that's $22 per customer.
So seasonal mailers may have a better ROI in that scenario, right?
Exactly. You would just want to double down on the tactics with the lowest cost per customer acquired and the best return. Drop the tactics that cost more than what your target customer acquisition actually cost.
And what if a target generates, or what if one of these tactics generates awareness but not direct leads? How do you even track that?
Keep doing it if it's low cost and you're getting positive brand feedback. Truck signage, community sponsorships, Google business profile optimization. These build long-term brand equity, even if you can't attribute specific customers to them. They're adding value.
That's right. Well, let's look at these three key takeaways from what we've talked about today.
Okay. Number one, creative marketing beats big budgets when you're hyper local and focus on tactics that build relationships and generate word of mouth rather than interruption advertising. Number two, 10 tactics are neighborhood blitzes, strategic truck parking, business partnerships, community sponsorships, before and after content, yard signs, dream Google optimization, incentivized referrals, hyperlocal content, and seasonal customer mailers. Number three, track by asking, how did you hear about us? Using unique codes and calculating cost per customer acquired, keep tactics below your target acquisition cost and those that build long-term brand equity.
We've created the Creative Marketing Playbook with detailed instructions, templates, and cost breakdowns for all 10 tactics. Download these for free at marketingthatactuallyworks.ai.
And if you want help implementing these creative tactics in your market, book a free strategy call.
Okay, next Tuesday, Google Ads for pest control. Stop wasting money. We're breaking this down, exactly what keywords, bid strategies, and ad copy that's going to generate leads without burning your budget.
Yes, and please subscribe, leave us a review, and let us know what topics you'd like for us to cover in the weeks to come.
Thanks for listening to Pest Control Marketing That Actually Works. We'll see you next Tuesday.